This short clip is from my live trading room. You can engage directly with my fabulous team and me at LaDucTrading.com for all our research and trades. Or for just my daily live streams, you can access via YouTube memberships. All links are in the description. Intel worked out perfectly. Do you remember the warning when it got above and I said, oh, that's going to turn into a FOMO, a chase. And then it hit 200, which was a gamma squeeze. Not usual for Intel. This is not supposed to move like Jagger. 200 IV, perfect seller's delight into an earnings event. It ended up being a very strong bull trap, gap down below monthly, which is I'm like, okay, well, it's going to head here and in time here, and it's still falling. Look at that. 16%, I think, was the drawdown. Now it's underneath the 21-day. This 16% was on Friday. Pulling back down into the 55-day, which is where I said 41 is likely where it gets supported. Look at this. So not only was it a perfect premium selling environment with a 200 IV. Stupid. Now it's in the 60s and 70s. That's elevated, but it's better. It's actually twice what it normally was when it was back here. It was a 20, maybe a 34 IV. So it's twice what it was, but it was a 200 IV. That's a gamma chase. That's like the beginning of the GameStop type of thing. It's not going to turn into GameStop, but my point is that's just not sustainable. And Michael sold perfectly at the top. Yeah, he did not take any risk into earnings. No edge with earnings. Not only did he sell it right at the top, 54.20. Oh, his options. Yes, his call options had been exercised. There you go. So brilliant. He had his call options exercised. He left it in there. And then he sold it before earnings. In other words, he let the stock appreciate from like 40 all the way to 54. And then he sold it right before earnings. Really, really well done. But my point is Intel's not done falling. For two reasons. One, we had this disappointment in earnings. Two, we had this FOMO. And look at that stunning gravestone doji with a gap down, I might add. I'm going to have to change this just to show you. We have a very big gap down. So what does that say to me? Bull trap, disappointing earnings, opens below the monthly at 48, falls into the 21-day, perfect chase on Friday, gorgeous, continuation literally on this weekly open inside Keltner, inside the monthly. I want to make sure this wasn't open. No, it's not. 44.46 by 1 penny. That's it. By 1 penny. How gorgeous is that? Anyway, we're opening up below the next monthly, which means we're heading back into 40. And I already gave that. So be careful. Wait until Intel digests in that 41 area. Then you can go back and say, okay, this is not going to go away, especially if anything happens with Taiwan, et cetera, et cetera. Remember, this is that monthly breakout. I said it'll take a while because of that 400 week, which happened to be in the 37.40 area. And it held beautifully and it held beautifully, et cetera, et cetera. And then it was chased. I said, be careful, be careful. Now it's coming back in and it's likely going to come back in to at least the 55-day, which is 40.73. Can we just say 41? Well, it could very, very much also, like it did before, break this trend line and come back down to 37. A better place to buy would be 37. So running it up into earnings, getting disappointed, coming back down into the 40 area wouldn't surprise me even if it comes back lower before it goes higher. So 41 is your minimum area before it gets defended.
Join Club today to engage with Samantha and her team of 10 experts. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.